If you work in Photoshop and need to make tiny precise adjustments, learning how to nudge layers is one of the fastest skills you can pick up. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to nudge layers in Photoshop using the keyboard, how to move them faster, how to nudge a selection instead of a layer, and why the move tool matters. This is a simple workflow that can save you a ton of time when aligning text, images, icons, or design elements. If this tutorial helps, be sure to hit like and subscribe for more easy Photoshop tips just like this. Let's jump right in. First, let's cover the basic nudge. Start by selecting the layer you want to move in the Layers panel. This is important because Photoshop needs to know exactly which element you want to adjust. Once your layer is selected, use the arrow keys on your keyboard. Press the left arrow, up arrow, right arrow, or down arrow to move the layer 1 pixel at a time in that direction. This is perfect for fine-tuning the position of an object when you want very precise control. If something is just slightly off, the arrow keys let you correct it quickly without dragging it around with the mouse. Now, if you want to move the layer a little faster, Photoshop gives you a second option. Hold Shift and then press any arrow key. This will nudge the layer 10 pixels at a time instead of just 1 pixel. So if you need to move something farther across the canvas, this shortcut is much quicker. It's especially useful when you already know the direction you want and you don't want to tap the arrow key dozens of times. Just remember, plain arrow keys mean 1 pixel and Shift plus arrow keys mean 10 pixels. Next, let's talk about nudging a selection instead of a layer. Sometimes you don't want to move the entire layer. You only want to shift part of the image, like a selected area inside a photo or a specific section of a design. To do that, first make your selection using whichever selection tool fits your project. Once the selection is active, use the arrow keys just like before. Photoshop will move only the selected area, not the entire layer. This can be very helpful for small edits, retouching, or repositioning a specific part of an image without affecting everything else. Now here's an important detail that many beginners overlook. Use the Move tool. Press V on your keyboard to select the Move tool. This tool is often required for proper nudging behavior, especially when you're trying to move layers cleanly and efficiently. Even though the arrow keys do the nudging, having the Move tool active helps make sure Photoshop is ready for movement and that you're working in the correct mode. So if nudging isn't behaving the way you expect, press V first and try again. A quick tip before we wrap up. If you're nudging text, shapes, or design elements, zooming in can make it easier to see exactly how far you're moving them. That way you can align elements with much more accuracy. And if you need to move something just a tiny amount, the 1 pixel nudge is your best friend. If you need larger adjustments, use Shift and the arrow keys. It's really that simple. So let's recap quickly. Select your layer, press the arrow keys to move it 1 pixel at a time, hold Shift and use the arrow keys to move it 10 pixels at a time, and if you want to move only a selected area, make a selection first and then nudge it with the arrow keys. Also, don't forget to press V for the Move tool when needed. If this Photoshop tutorial helped you out, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next quick edit. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.